from our previous assignment. So we're just going to use this as our starting ground. But to make sure you don't erase it, we're going to go save as, and we're going to change the name. So this should create a completely different file. So put like your last name, PendBounce. I'm just going to put a 1. And it's very important that you make unique names that kind of describe what's happening, so that when you're looking through all your files, it's not untitled 1, untitled 1, untitled 1, so on and so forth. They're all the same name. They're all different. You can't figure out which one's which. File management is very important. So the goals for this are to add a little bit of not necessarily squash and stretch, but we want it to feel like this ball is kind of actually moving and not just kind of like swinging back and forth. We want it to have a little bit of weight to it. And the way we show that is going to be with the line, the string that's attaching it. As you might remember from our initial assignment back in the third 9 weeks, is we made this line like curve a little bit. So here's what I'm going to do. I have everything locked except for the line. Okay. And what I want to test is curving this. Okay. So, boom. Now, this is going to take a little bit of trial and error, because obviously if we're on one frame, we don't want it to suddenly straighten out and then not be there. So we're not doing this obviously to every frame, because once you get to about here, the line should be straight or very tight, and that's what's kind of swinging it. Okay, so this is going to be showing momentum. Alright, so we're here. Try and click about the same spot every time. So, boom. So also you might have the slack in it kind of grow, get a little bit wider between this frame and this frame. It should kind of start to become more straight. Alright. What I want to do is I'm going to do a loop of here to here. That looks pretty good to me so far. Alright, I'm going to drag this. Okay, so again, straight, 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 curve. Now we're going to go this way though. We're going to curve it up. Now, when we get to this point, I'm actually going to kind of straighten this one back out. On the second frame, I'm going to straighten it back out. Okay. What we actually might want to do, because in reality, this is going to come up, and this is going to come down. Because this has kind of reached its highest point. and so it's going to flex the other way as it's the weight of the string isn't really being controlled anymore by the ball, and so this is actually going to start to kind of fall, and then as the ball reaches its highest point, it's going to catch up and start to fall back down. So show that a little bit more. Swing it down. Alright, let's play this because I'm curious now how this looks. We'll start at frame 1 and loop it. Okay. So now these last few frames we need to adjust. Curved, curved, swing back, curve, curve, straight, 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 curve. Okay. And we also want this to curve out a little bit that way. See, I was kind of like snapping back and forth up here at the top point. So now it looks like it's actually swinging. So if yours does this spot on, that's awesome. So now what I want to do, stop that real quick. I am actually going to select everything, copy. See if this will work how I'm wanting it. Paste. Okay. Let's turn this off. And I want to make sure this seamlessly goes. Okay. Now, looks good to me. On this final swing through, we're going to release the ball. Okay, we did this assignment before. And so this shouldn't be anything new. We're just doing different things. So what I need to copy now is this final swing through, but I only want to get to this point right here. Okay, so I need to come back and copy this. This is what I want to copy. Well, hold on. Click and drag. I want to make sure I get the whole frame section. So copy. We're going to go to the end. Paste. All right. Boom. Okay. Here is where we're going to have the ball release. Couple of things that we need to do is, as it releases, obviously it would fly off screen. And we don't want that to just fall off the screen and then pop another screen. We want to follow the ball as much as possible. So this is going to take a little bit of manual maneuvering. And we're also going to have to kind of play with this because it's going to snap. And so the line's going to just kind of like fall off and kind of wave back and forth. All right, so we've got a plan. I don't need my pathway to continue anymore. Honestly, didn't need it to copy all the way over either. The point I do need to copy over. The ball and line obviously will stay in frame for several more frames. So let's take a look. We've got a plan. We just need to make it work. All right. So perhaps, let's see, let me get to the ball. Let me lock everything but the ball. Let's do another, we're on 120. Let's do another 10 frames. Insert frame. Okay. Ball here. And we need to make sure we do like a little curve. If you wanted to, and I'll adjust all this later. You can draw another circle. And then, do another pathway and things like that. All right. Do insert frame. Of course, we need to drag this out. Double click and drag it out. That's just the ball or the anchor point right here. Okay, so I'm going to lock this, unlock that. Click here on frame 121, and we're going to move this. So it would swing about here, but we want to give it a little bit of a curve and pull it back so that it shows that it snapped. Okay, boom, boom. And then drag the point, pull this down, skip a frame, and then it's lost its momentum and its weight, so coming back down. Alright, let's try this out. I know it's probably set way back over here. We're going to drag it to the end and shorten it. I want to play this segment. Okay, so you see how it kind of like flops as it snaps it off. So we want to kind of keep that going. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off. Alright, here's the fun part. I need the ball and the point to move. And this is going to be a little tricky. So it snaps here. So here and here, those frames, I need these objects to move. And I want them to be on the same axis. Let's see. Let me try and I should be able to like hold down shift and drag it and it should go in a straight line. Okay. I was afraid that would happen. Alright, Control Z to undo this section right here. Okay. So here, here. This one we're going to have to manually do side by side, I'm guessing. So click and select everything. Make sure you're on frame 124. And we're just going to drag it over a little bit. 125. Drag it over a little bit more because it's going to be in the same position. And this is going to be some trial and error because now that's not connected. Connected, not connected.